Excuse me.
Well now, my boss would like to see you right away now that you're here.
Who is this guy?
The chief trader, Mr. Glatton. I've been made aware that your appointment is to take priority.
All right, I'll hear him out.
Wonderful. He's been eager to make your acquaintance. Please follow me.
Overhead.
Mr. Glatton, your appointment.
Ah, yes. That'll be all, Lydia.
Yes, sir.
What a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm Jeremiah Glatton, chief trader of this little venture. But more importantly for you, I'm an investor.
What does that mean?
I'm an investor in causes such as yours, of course. Supporting brave new settlements is a passion of mine. I loathe the notion of wealth languishing in our vaults when there are so many that can benefit from its investment.
It's nice to meet you.
Ah, I see Lydia has grossly underestimated the Commonwealth's civility. And of course, no introductions are necessary for you. Everywhere I ask, people know who you are. Setting up such far-reaching infrastructure, helping doctors rebuild their hospitals, uprooting aggressive mercenaries from their own base? Taking this Commonwealth by undeniable storm, as I'm hearing it. You have built an impressive reputation, my friend.
You've been watching me?
Well, I make it a point to know the trading partners I'm getting in bed with. So to speak, a little bit of research goes a long way.
I'm glad you're impressed.
Oh, a little more than merely impressed. I'm positively honored. While I know quite a bit about you, I imagine you don't know much about us yet. So let me tell you a bit about the New Liberty Trading Company. We are a merchant coalition, a tiny but effective little empire. Our predecessors have built our company with careful control of our economy. By my generation, it's created quite a bit of surplus that we now invest in surrounding settlements. Your initiative is among the most promising.
Can I ask some questions?
By all means, consider me an open book.
What's your plan exactly?
My plan here is to ensure the Commonwealth has all the resources it needs to grow. The Home Office is pragmatic, but they trust my business sense implicitly. That means I can safeguard your interests and make sure you get a fair deal.
How do you know anything about the Commonwealth? What have you heard?
We've been here before. Funny story, really. We attempted to set up a trade agreement with the Commonwealth Provisional Government decades ago. Our negotiators arrived a week too late, however. The CPG had been massacred, and the paranoid locals drove our delegation off. Without a unifying leadership, we wrote this region off as too unstable to sign contracts with. Too high of a risk for very little return.
Massacre of the CPG. What's that?
It was before my time. Stories I've heard range from murder-suicide pacts to killer robot invasions. All I know is they all died.
Tell me more about this town of yours.
Not quite a town, but robust with trade, safety, and gifted artisans. We're not interested in expansion, only establishing trade routes. The NLTC values the written contract above all else, and that trust gives us a certain infrastructure for order in our dealings. If it's notarized on paper, we honor it as law. A notion that seems quite silly to most wastelanders, I know. Scraps of paper carrying so much weight. But we extend the right to anyone outside the NLTC, our partners doubly so. Most are pretty quickly won over.
Interesting idea. What's the catch?
A shrewd question, to be expected of someone of your reputation. The contracts require careful wording, of course. Once they're signed, they're ironclad. Breaking them is done only through predetermined exit clauses. It's quite an elegant system, you'll find. But once our bargains are struck, you can trust that we will honor them.
That's all for now.
Certainly. You've made quite an impression on us, and I hope we can likewise prove ourselves to you. While we both turn a profit, of course.
All right, we can do business.
Combining our funds with your panache, you'll be an empire to be reckoned with in no time. Much as it pains me to say it, though, you've caught me a bit earlier than I expected. Right now, this is all hypothetical. We're looking to establish a trade outpost in a promising location on the waterfront. It'll be ideal for funneling our caravans. It's still swarmed with super mutants, but hopefully we'll have them cleared out soon and with minimal casualties.
Can I lend a hand?
You're offering to help us? Well, I must say, hearing about you is one thing, but I see now that rumor doesn't do you justice. If you're serious, check with Lydia. She'll have all the details. I'm sure she's more than happy to direct you. I have to get back to work. Please excuse me, but I truly appreciate you stopping by. It's really an honor to meet you. Lydia, won't you come in? Our new friend here has volunteered to help us secure the spot we've scouted out for our new outpost.
What a pleasant surprise.
Indeed. If you could give them the brief on the location and mark it on the map, they can get started.
Of course. It is the pre-war building known as the Custom House Tower near the waterfront, currently occupied by super mutants.
Nasty business, but at least there are no ethical concerns with vacating them from the premises. Now, I have some business to attend to. It's been an honor to meet you. Best of luck with this. I look forward to hearing of your heroics.
Yeah? Hey there.
Hello. Our Chief of Security, Allison Gale, is currently scouting the location. She was told to observe and keep out of sight. Speak to her when you're ready to instigate hostilities with the super mutants. Once the location is secure, you will be paid 1,000 caps.
I'm on it. It's as good as done.
Excellent. I await the results of your venture with bated breath. Now, is there anything else?
Do you have any advice?
Speak to Miss Gale before approaching the tower. Extermination contracts are her expertise, and she's rather enthusiastic about them. She'll be more than happy to assist you with any hostilities. And do be careful. Super mutants are unpleasant creatures.
I'll get on it.
I look forward to the results.
Look at that. You were right on schedule. So, time to kill us some super mutants?
How did you know?
I was told to sit here and wait until I either got bored or you showed. And here you are. That makes you on schedule.
Okay. Let's get to work.
They got one of those suiciders by the door and some mines on the exits. Don't know how many are inside. Don't get blown up, or the bosses will have to find some other ass to kiss. And I wouldn't put it past Lydia to dock my pay if you die. After you. Jake's really not my type, but you two are nauseatingly adorable together.
What's that? Someone there?
Couldn't last it. Hey there, big fella. Anyone else? No? Oh. You know they expect me to do performance reviews. I just killed everything each time. No complaints yet.
Going to splatter your brain! Gonna splatter your brain!
That was a solid hit.
No!
Not bad at all. Gotta say, this was more fun than I've had in weeks. NLTC solves most of its problems with money. Lucky for me that the wasteland is full of shit that doesn't negotiate. Makes for nice, clean, ethical violence.
What's next?
Bosses will get someone to clean it up. They travel with janitors for a reason. Time to head back and let Her Highness know the palace is ready. Stop by sometime and get your pay from Lydia.
Hey.
You're back. Miss Gale has already reported what happened. You've done the job to the letter of the contract. A refreshing change of pace. Usually, hiring locals requires far more supervision. Here is the reward for the job.
Thank you.
I'll start organizing our people and some local contractors. They'll clean up the mess the super mutants have undoubtedly left behind. In the meantime, I have another contract that would benefit from your unique reputation in the Commonwealth. Would you be interested?
What's the job?
Setting up a trade outpost is a significant step in establishing our presence. It is now time to consider the markets we are getting involved in. Our first established trade agreements must be strategic. There are a few prospective candidates.
What's your opinion of Bunker Hill?
I've made inquiries into Bunker Hill. It is a hub of disorganized caravans and traders. However, their closed-circuit society makes them analog to a competitor company, without the formal name or any true ambition. Trying to insinuate ourselves into their circle would take more time and resources than I care to commit at this stage.
Please, go on.
I believe the most efficient move is to establish trade with Diamond City. They are well established, stable, organized, and due to their limited space, always short on something. Normally, I conduct these negotiations personally. However, intelligence tells me that Diamond City is paranoid and insular. My being a stranger will unnecessarily prolong the negotiations. You are a known and respected entity to them. As such, I would like to hire you to bring the draft of the agreement to them and negotiate on our behalf with the quartermaster.
What are you offering exactly?
Standard contract for a freelance negotiator is 1,000 caps.
All right, I'll do it.
Excellent. Here's the copy of the contract. If the quartermaster is a smart man, he will want to negotiate some of the terms. Do what you have to get it signed. though it is my hope that your reputation will do the work for you. Oh, and one more thing. I'm putting Miss Gale at your disposal. She can accompany you or meet you there. I'll leave such details to your discretion.
Why would you want her to go with me?
Miss Gale has a tendency to become a liability when kept on standby. Plainly put, when she's bored, she starts making her own entertainment, and I foresee her being very bored while we set up the outpost.
Sure. I could use someone watching my back.
She's been made aware of the situation. Speak to her if you want her to accompany you. Good luck with the negotiations.
Hey there.
Hey, killer. Lydia said you might want a bodyguard on a little trip. Her Highness gets the best ideas. Or I can meet you in Diamond City. Your call.
Why would you want to go?
Don't worry. No one thinks you need the security detail. But all there's to do around here is smoke and pretend to run security. Security runs itself just fine. If there's a Mirelurk, they don't need me to tell them they gotta shoot it until it dies. So I'm bored. I make Lydia nervous when I'm bored. You're a good excuse for me to get out of here, and she knows it.
Let's go then.
Fucking A, hun. Get us into some trouble on the way, won't you? Actually, that reminds me. I got a little extermination contract on some raiders. Their hideout is on the way. Normally, Lydia just pays the gang off, but I guess these guys are too territorial and too close. Glatton wants them vacated from the premises. If you're up for raising a little hell, I'll share the payout. Fair and square.
You give raiders protection money?
Protection money isn't the right term. More like, they take our caps and stay away from caravans, or Miss Gale is sent to kill them all money. The NLTC is crafty. They don't fight where they can profit. Hell, half the security at home is former raiders that take a paycheck and stay in line. Before they had my crew to threaten the gangs with, NLTC just sabotaged their gear and starved them out until they signed on. Crafty.
Sure. I got time to help out.
Your call. I'll mark it down for you. Anyway, let's get going.
What the?
Hold up. We got an audience. This day gets better and better. Bluff's already failed. Nothing to do but go in and sweep them out. What? That does it.
Oh, I know you're here.
That was almost disappointing. I'm used to raiders out in the waste having more teeth and spine than that. These guys were a bit desperate, if anything. Guess there's nowhere for them to run.
What do you mean by that?
Downtown is thick with super mutants and other raiders. Outskirts are full of new settlements, and now the NLTC is setting up shop next door. This gang's best bet would have been to take Lydia's bribe and sit quiet. Hell, they could have reopened this bar for business with those chaps. That was almost disappointing. Raiders are a territorial bunch, not sentimental. If they didn't want to give up any control of this spot, it's 'cause there's nowhere for them to go.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done here. Unless you want to stock up on booze while we're here.
You need a medic?
Let's see what you have.
I'm up for a trade. Sure.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I don't get that chatty during jobs. When we have a pause, I'll chew your ear off. I think that's our man. Looks stuffy. Lydia sure knows how to pick him.
Officer.
Hello? Can I help you?
Sorry. Who are you?
I'm the Diamond City Quartermaster, Damien Kingsley. You're in my office. Though this is technically a public space, I ask that you don't loiter unless you have caravan business. Now, is there something I can help you with?
Actually, I was looking for you.
May I introduce the independent NLTC negotiator? You may have heard of them.
You're here representing this trading company? I will tell you what I told their courier. I have no interest in any agreement they're presenting.
As if petty details like that ever stopped them.
What do you mean? Why not?
Because as impressive as their promises are, we have enough trouble without stirring in some outsiders. Diamond City operates best when it's self-sufficient, which is already a losing battle with all the commotion and upheaval in the Commonwealth. And the things I've heard of this trading company do not inspire confidence.
Oh? What have you heard?
I've heard enough. They showed themselves in the past, right before the Commonwealth Provisional Government was massacred all those decades ago. Sweeping in like vultures. Sweeping in like vultures, offering donations for the recovery of the economy, angling for positions of power. No one bought it then, and I'm not about to buy it now. So, you would do well to do the same.
What would it take to convince you?
I haven't held my place on the city council by signing every dubious piece of paper put in front of me. I have no intention of starting. As impressive as your reputation is, trade in Diamond City is my purview. If that was all, then I would like to get back to work. I trust you can see yourself out and deliver my apologies to your employer.
Figured this would take a bit of legwork. Let's have a little team huddle. Well, looks like he's going to be a stubborn one, and I was worried this would be a boring in and out.
You don't seem to have a very good reputation.
What, the CPG thing? That was way before my time. Couldn't tell you what happened. The rest of it? Any rep depends on who's asking. And who's talking. And, you know, who's got the caps. They're not saints, that's for damn sure. If there's no profit in it, they're not interested. That should tell you all you need to know.
Why do you care? You're a mercenary?
Mercenary is a broad word. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather show the guy a live grenade and see how fast he can sign his own name in terror. Lydia knows that. It's why occasionally she pays me not to shoot things. Like now. And I like money more than I hate bureaucrats. That said, you want to start a little shootout for the hell of it, I'll back you up.
So, what now?
It's the same as the NLTC merchant families. All think they're so high above the rest of us wastelanders. As it so happens, a little birdie called Lydia told me there's an info broker in this city that you're friendly with. Same little birdie gave me a packet of papers labeled "In Case of Resistance." A very thoughtful birdie, our Lydia.
Are there any other options?
I don't know, hun. Guess you could check with the bosses, but they'll just tell you the same thing. Could just kill him for the crime of being a smug bastard, but the bosses definitely won't like that. And neither will security here. Up to you.
All right, let's go.
Right to it, huh? I like that. Hey, maybe we should stop for noodles on the way? I've heard things. Anytime I speak to Gladden, I just imagine tearing out his windpipe with my bare hand and smile.
Head on inside.
We don't have as many super mutants around the home office. Just stragglers and scouts. Guess they're all here.
Well now, if it isn't the Ron's favorite client, what can the coolest cat in the Commonwealth do for you?
Oh, this'll be fun. We need the lowdown if the big man's on the take, you dig?
If info's what you want, then you've come to the right place. Now, which big man, whose take, and what kind of lowdown?
The big old square at the gates. And I hear you're the real gone cat to ask. Okay, I can't keep that up. Point is, we want to blackmail the quartermaster. You got any dirt?
Huh? Say, this wouldn't have anything to do with those suits from the New Liberty Trading Company making a move, would it?
How did you know?
How does the Ron know anything? By keeping his ear to the ground and his nose to the wind. Oh yeah! So, is this about those suits making a move or not?
That's right.
This is one of those times that the Ron is not so happy about being correct. Look, let me clue you in. The NLTC, they're not just some caravan company, you dig? Where they're from, they're the top dogs. Are you sure working with these guys is a can of worms you want to open?
This should be good. Don't mind me, gossip away. Pretty sure the trade contract doesn't expire anytime this decade.
What do you really know about these suits? Are you sure you've got all the facts on who you'd be getting in bed with?
Can you tell me about them?
I'll do you one better. I'll tell you, on the house. These NLTC suits, they built their business empire by always honoring a deal. If it's on paper, it's law. Now, that all sounds cool. Better than wasteland justice, right? Their way of business has made them a lot of caps. Their home office is as shiny as things get out here. But around it, nothing but slums.
You heard that all the way out here? Color me impressed, cool cat.
Is that true?
What, about the slums? Yep, I grew up in one of them. No matter what the bosses try to sell you, trust me, there is never enough to go around.
I didn't know.
You can expect them to deliver on whatever they promise. Just don't expect them to have your best interest at heart. If you like, I can read over this contract of theirs, see if they're giving Diamond City a fair shake.
You're okay with that?
What are you looking at me for? I got no skin in this race. Anyone that can decipher Lydia's gibberish is a cool cat in my book.
Of course. Here you go.
Let's see. Uh-huh. Whoever wrote this doesn't mess around. Not sure what I was expecting. Although these NLTC suits, they certainly play the long game. This contract might just be an opening move. But there's no fine print, no extra obligations. There's a part here about sponsorship, but it's non-binding. Lydia Proudmoore.
Can you spare a few details on her at least? On the house?
The Proudmoore name's a big deal in the NLTC. Family's got a permanent spot on the board of directors, major investors. No idea why one of them's slumming it out here. And as I understand it, Lydia's not the chief trader in this little NLTC expedition. I guess even nepotism has its limits.
Good to know.
Don't mention it. Wouldn't want you getting suckered by some bogus contract. Still, you should keep an eye out. People like the NLTC like to appear as if they're on the level, but given time, they'll ease into the real shady stuff. Okay, now on to some real business. So, you want the skinny on Quartermaster Kingsley, do you? What are you willing to pay in exchange for this info?
Here, package courtesy of Lydia. You people and your papers.
Oh yeah! This will suffice! Still think you might be playing loose with the devil here, but we can do business.
What is this package, anyway?
Banking records. But not your average kind. It's records of banks doing the banking. You know, transfers and the like. Things like this are the bread and butter of my trade. This Lydia chick did her homework.
I'll be careful. Thanks.
Okay, now we can discuss what I can do for you. Just so happens, I got a lot of info on our quartermaster. So we got options here. If you were so inclined, I've got enough dirt to bury the poor guy. But it might be enough just to reason with him instead. Up to you what you do. Easy way or the hard way. Peaceful cooperation or blackmail. Oh yeah!
I'm not sure blackmail is really my thing.
The Run has you covered. Though this might take a little more charm to work. You see, Quartermaster Kingsley's not as uncool as he seems. He's good at his job, but shy of outsiders. That's the green jewel for you, though. Thing is, the guy's in trouble. Caravans are unpredictable lately. One week we have surplus, the next they go to one of your settlements instead. City Council's writing him to smooth it out, and he's been tearing out his hair trying. If you want to go easy on the guy, just throw your own lot in. Give him guarantees, compromises. He's not gonna sign a trade with just any odd hairball the cat drags in. Really put your rep where your mouth is.
I suppose I can do that.
You know better than me what you can offer here. Anyway, that's the easy way for you. So, you want to hear the rest of it, or was that enough?
Do you have a preference how I handle this?
A cat's got to live here, you know. I say go easy on the guy. He's an uptight nerd, but we're all on the same side here.
I say the guy could use a hard knock on the head, but Lydia's probably betting on your diplomacy.
If you really want to help me, give me something I can use.
If you need to lean on him, man's got a son, Ellis. They don't see eye to eye. The kid ran off a while back to join the Nightingales. I understand you already know those birds. I hear the kid's doing well for himself, but the whole situation's a big embarrassment to his pops. Quartermaster Kingsley's been telling everyone his kid's sick, with some fancy-sounding disease, has to stay indoors. He can't admit his son just ran off, that the kid would rather rough it in the waist than put up with him. If the city council knew the truth, they'd eat him alive.
Seriously? People have the weirdest hang-ups here. My mom left me 3 slums over with a bag of caps and saluted on her way out of town. So are we just threatening a kid or going straight to ransom?
How would something like that even work?
Assuming the guy gives a rusty cap for his kid, we gently imply that we'll hurt him if he doesn't sign. If he doesn't care, we just threaten to tell everyone he's been lying about the sickness. Win-win, really.
I'll keep it in mind.
I'm not saying you actually hurt the kid, but you know how it is with ankle-biters. Mentioning his son should be enough to get Kingsley to flip.
So, you want to hear the rest of it, or was that enough?
That's all I needed to know.
Another satisfied customer. Oh yeah!
Thanks. I always appreciate good advice.
You are more than welcome. And keep in mind what I said. NLTC is shady at best, crooks at worst.
So long, cool cat.
Whoa there.
Back to the quartermaster
Did it
we
just
go.
get cooler in
Figure
here?
that should be enough to lean on him. Guards like her. That counts for a lot.
Officer,
You again. Did you have time to get an even more miraculous offer from the NLTC?
why so hostile?
Hostile? Oh, uncouth. I'm just running out of patience. Either you're a naive patsy or a con artist in league with this trading company. I have no time for either.
Trust me, I'm on your side here. I want to help you out.
Look, it's not that I'm unaware of who you are. I hear enough from travelers to be impressed. But Diamond City is both protected and vulnerable. We've always had people coming in trying to exploit our position, and we've held firm and survived.
Interaction is a good thing. The Commonwealth is improving.
You seem to believe that. Against my better judgment, I'll sign this, if you are included in this trade agreement. You and your whatever this HQ is to assume responsibility of any harm to Diamond City Supply as a direct result of this contract.
They'll listen to me. I'll figure something out. You can consider this handled.
I was certain that would spook you. Well, my word is my bond and all that. Let's hope this path doesn't lead to both our ruin. I'll sign this on behalf of Diamond City. Allow me just a second to add a clause about your involvement. And your signature right there, please.
Witnessed. Great, wonderful, lovely. Let's wrap this up.
Yes, I have quite a few people to notify of this development. A pleasant day to you.
Hey there.
Well, that's done. You're putting your neck on the line. Hope you know what you're getting into. Lydia should be happy at least. Anyway, let's report back.
Need new clothes? Should stop by Fallon's basement. Oh. Huh?
Hey there.
You're back. I hope it's with good news.
Got the papers signed. Get this. Our friend here vouched for you. Put her own reputation on the line and everything.
Leveraging that reputation is precisely why I hired them to negotiate with a stubborn prospective partner.
I just heard a rumor about you guys in Diamond City.
I imagine it wasn't about our excessive wealth, impeccable bookkeeping, and taste for the finer luxuries. Rumor doesn't interest me. It changes faster than the tide. It shouldn't interest you either. As far as the truth, I suspect that, soon enough, you'll have seen what you need to form an independent opinion.
Sounds like he just needed to change his priorities.
You have more than showcased your ability to rearrange stubborn priorities in that case. With the agreement signed, that concludes your part of the contract. Here's the pay we agreed on.
I owe him half my pay for vacating raiders from that place nearby.
Noted. Here's the new total.
Yeah, I'm off to settle into the new digs then. Think I earned a break.
As we were discussing...
What are you doing out here?
I'm taking inventory, or rather, I was. Though I've run out of assets to account for hours ago. Now I'm merely enjoying the view. I rather hate sailing, but I've always found the sea itself a relaxing vista, once I acclimatize to the stench of the coast in any case. If I were truly disinclined to travel, I have a comfortable corner office waiting at the home office. The view is just as lovely there, but... well, no matter.
What were you going to say?
My family is a highly distinguished merchant clan that is a permanent fixture on the board of directors. The corner office was only mine courtesy of nepotism. I had it long before I had accomplished anything worth noting. For that reason, I am far more warmly inclined towards new horizons.
Anything else I can do to help?
My agenda is rather too full for side projects right now. However, Mr. Glatton has requested your attention. Speak to him if you're interested in continuing our partnership. I'll be in my new office should you require anything.
It's tempting to tune Lydia out, but that's how she gets you. Keep on your toes.
Huh? Yeah?
Hey there.
Yes?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes. Huh?
Excuse me.
Hi, how are you?
You know what the radio needs? More dancing music, and less of that creepy waltz stuff. What's up, hun?
Yes? Yes?
How much trouble would I be in if I killed one of those Brotherhood schmucks and took...
Executive Suite.
From our sponsors, Commonwealth Weaponry. Dangerous world out there. Protect yourself.
I know how it is. When I was first starting out, all it took was for one person to have faith in me. And look at me now.
I don't know. Seems too good to be true.
You'd be amazed how often I hear that. This sort of thing was real
Only
common
opens
pre-war,
with a
though.
key.
We're not breaking any new ground here at all. You know, one of your neighbors was here earlier, and she seemed quite satisfied with what we have to offer.
Wait, seriously? That's where she got that pile of light bulbs from? And the generator to run them?
She didn't tell you? That's a shame. I'd hate to think you almost missed out on the opportunity. You don't have to sign anything just yet. Test things out. Talk to your wife. If my advice doesn't work out, no big loss.
We'll see.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
This trade outpost is coming together nicely. I'm sure the view
like
from
she
my
had any
office will
better
improve
ideas.
soon, too.
Too good to be true. But if it is true...
There's a lot of chatter about synths in this region. You don't suppose that they might need oil or electronics, do you? Ah, good to see you. I hear business with Diamond City is concluded to everyone's satisfaction. If not current, then future. I must admit, I feel a little guilty. We've parched right into the Commonwealth, and you've been very gracious so far. This region truly is on the rise. It's humbling to see what you've managed to accomplish in such a short time.
You don't seem to have a very good reputation.
Ah, yes, I know the so-called reputation you mean. Truth be told, the NLTC has its share of enemies, competitors, and, sad as it is, even jilted partners. For us, the contract is law, but papers mean little to wastelanders. Our predecessors had to play smart in a world that respects might above the rest. If we didn't employ people like Allison and her mercenaries, business would be impossible, dangerous even. But it has left some hard feelings. No matter how generous we are, attitudes always change quick when we have to enforce equity. That's why having you as a partner is so refreshing. This place is teeming with potential.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you.
I rarely give compliments I don't mean, my friend. I'd like to show you that we're dedicated to getting your people what they need. If I could be so bold as to ask you for a small favor?
A favor, huh?
A little collection errand. It shouldn't take too much of your time or take you too far out of your way.
Sure. Tell me what's on your mind.
Your go-getting attitude is one of a kind, my friend. We've recently delivered some generator components. And not just scavenged trash, either. Custom-made by my family's craftsmen.
Can you tell me about them?
Oh, I know I don't look it, but I come from an esteemed family of smiths and engineers. Unfortunately, I only ever had a talent for accounting. The Glatton name isn't as prestigious as the merchant clans, like the Proudmoores, but I've never let things like that keep me down.
Just get on with it.
I won't waste your time with details, then. The client is due for the first installment, and I ask that you collect it for us. Nice and easy. This can be an opportunity for you to see firsthand the kind of business we do. The impact we can make, given the chance.
That's it?
Indeed. Like I said, it's a simple errand. Shouldn't take you long at all.
Alright, I'll do it.
I'll mark that on your map. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Here's proof that you're our representative, and they should have the sum ready for you. You'll be back in time for dinner.
Basement.
Swords, shotguns, sniper rifles, rocket launchers. Hard to pick just one to stick with. Though I do love swords. You know they expect me to do performance reviews. I just write killed everything each time. No complaints yet.
Don't have the key.
Railroad, Brotherhood, Gunners. Fun never ends in this place.
Yes, hello.
Got a minute?
Oh, you think I'm good at my job? Always knew you had the sweet talk in you.
Do you have any advice?
I believe Mr. Glatton gave you a courier job. You are not required to go beyond that scope, even if the client is unable to pay at this stage.
Nothing else for now.
Very well. Now, where was that report?
Lobby.
Hey, I heard Glatton is sending you out. I want to come with.
What? Why?
Because I'm still moonlighting as your bodyguard, or I'm bored and want to stretch my legs, or whatever. Let's just get going.
Sure, I guess.
Great. Let's get going then. I know we got a job to do, but don't be shy. I'm not against detours. All for, in fact. Gotta earn that hazard pay.
Huh? Huh?
Yes? Excuse me.
Yeah? Huh? Hi, how are you?
Getting kinda hungry. Back home, there's this hole in the wall that makes the best potato fries. Hold up. We got him back on track.
Hello there.
Hey, how's it going? Seen you around.
Their catalog after all. Think that was it? Yeah? Oh, it's you. Good to see you in these parts.
Do we know each other?
Oh, no. Just my reputation, you know. You're kind of a legend since you kicked the gunners out. Any way I can help?
Thanks. You too.
NLTC sent us to collect the first payment.
Oh, yeah, of course. It was today, wasn't it? Sure makes me feel better seeing you're working with this trading company. I wasn't sure about him at first. The old generator's purring like a kid with the parts they got me, though. Real quality. And they didn't even ask for all the caps up front.
What you're offering's not enough.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I got this copper that I stripped from the busted generator parts. I guess I won't be needing it.
You can keep your caps. I'll take care of it.
What? Really? You're definitely something, friend. My door is always open to you and yours.
Hey, I got another errand to run while we're in the area. You'll want to come with, trust me. It's this way.
Oh, that generator runs quieter than a...
Find us some trouble, would you? I like the radio station in these parts. It's the one thing Home Office doesn't bother with.
Things are looking up.
Can't sell tickets for it and all that. So, your ASAMs conjure up a decent bar yet? Who am I kidding? I'm a cheap date. Hold up. We got an audience. Hold up. We got an audience. We got an audience. Back on track. Anyone else? No? Aw.
Having fun, huh? I can do this all day.
Hey, look! Stuff to kill.
Why don't you just die?
What's that? A receipt? Hey, you know NLTC is also big on receipts and contracts. How about that? What a coincidence.
Why? What's this all about?
You really want me to spell it out? Fine. To go around a little non-disclosure clause, let's say hypothetically, Glatton has been doing something that some people would call cheating. And let's say it rhymes with schmiring gaugers to shatak bleplements.
Why would he do that?
Gladden is only patient when it pays. If opportunity is taking her sweet time, he speeds her along. If that opportunity is a busted generator after a raider attack, well... Funny, right? That the guy could still pay the NLTC for the parts. Real nice of those raiders to leave him his lunch money.
Okay. Care to elaborate?
I'll assume you connected the dots, so fuck the NDA. Not like they can fire me anyway. Here's the thing. I like you, honey. Don't know about this Commonwealth, but you, I respect. So it's like this. Me being chief of security, one big joke. That quaint hovel owner singing the NLTC's praises, in a couple of months I'll be sent to collect the interest he can't keep up with. You won't catch me complaining about killing some raider loose ends, but it's not really why I'm on payroll. I'm Glatton's stick to Lydia's carrot.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Kind of a long story. Glatton offered me this gig as the chief of security after I killed his boss and he got a promotion out of it. Now, his boss was a ruthless piece of work. None of this hand-holding and shark smiles. He even had the board scared shitless. I grew up in a slum right under their home office, in an old shopping mall. One day the asshole got it into his head to renovate the place. Make it livable. Give a gesture of welfare to the less fortunate masses. You know, charity. That none of us asked for or wanted.
Why is that a big deal?
How would you like it if someone showed up in your home, told you they were going to rewire the place, and told you to go squat somewhere else?
But I assume that's not the end of it.
Never is with those assholes. We were nothing but slum trash to them. Think they expected us to thank them on our hands and knees. We all knew that once they were done renovating, we'd be the unwashed, ungrateful gang sullying their shiny new acquisition. When we told them to fuck off, they cut off our water supply. Then quarantined us. No traders coming in or out. Nothing left to scavenge for miles either. Hasn't been for decades.
That's terrible.
Nah, trust me. We made them regret it when we fought back. After a lot of lucky breaks, we made it all the way to the top. Surprised the hell out of everyone. Killing the guy in charge made our point real nice. Offering us a contract was, what did Glatton call it? An olive branch. The board showing that they were listening now, that things will change. And I guess they did for the folks at home. But here I am, playing enforcer to that slimy bastard, doing the same shit they did to us.
You do what you have to do.
Yeah. That's what I tell myself. He knows I'll kill him if he pisses me off enough, so he plays it smart. Keeps it vague, you know? No matter what he says, I'm not some out-of-control animal. And killing him will only make more problems for the folks at home. I know that much. Anyway, that's why I'm telling you all this. Forewarned is forearmed. I don't know if I'm right on it, but Lydia's not on board with the agenda. She hates Glatton's guts even more than I do. She's the only one I know that's craftier than Glatton, too. Even if she's dancing to his tune like the rest of us. She won't spill to me, that's for sure. Maybe you can feel her out. Get her on your side.
Do you trust her?
Hell no. The only people I trust are my mercs. But if I had to pick who I'd rather work for, it sure as hell won't be Glatton.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. Feels kinda good to get it out in the open for a change. And something tells me Glatton bit off more than he can chew with you. This should be interesting. Anyway, let's get going now, yeah? This is me. You go... report, I guess? Maybe keep your cards close to the chest for now. Yeah?
Executive Suite.
I'm not sure. It is a risky venture. The minimum buy-in alone.
You got your own money riding on it, right? So, I want in. Your last tip got us enough ammo to last the season.
I'm happy to hear that, but wouldn't your wife be upset with you for investing it all?
Nah, she'll have nothing to complain about when we strike it big.
All right. I'm honored by your trust in me. I'll take good care of your investment.
Hi.
Sorry, I gotta go. Yeah? Sorry, I gotta go.
Ah, you're back. So, how'd it all go? Did you get the payment from our satisfied customer?
You look like you're keeping busy. What's new?
Well, the first few months are always the busiest. Eventually, business begins to run itself, but for now, it requires a lot of personal involvement. If you're curious, the man that just left is a friend of mine. I've been helping him make sense of this whole investment shebang. It's a new idea around here, and I'd hate to see anyone get taken advantage of.
Here's your caps.
Great. And now you've seen firsthand the kinds of trades we offer to the people here. Sometimes, all folks need is a little boost. Oh, if you'll indulge me for a moment. Allison disappeared for a while there, and I'd wager a guess that she went with you. You've been working with her quite often. Has everything gone okay so far?
She seems to be able to handle herself. Why are you worried?
It's not her ability to handle herself that I'm worried about. Allison is unstable, irrational, chaotic. If I'm being frank, she's a psychopath. A few years ago, she led an insurrection over a misunderstanding. We tried to reason with her and de-escalate the situation, but she was on a warpath. So many dead. It ended with her murdering my superior, my mentor. Hell, he was like a father to me. But given the right offer, she turned on the same insurrection she'd started. That ought to tell you everything you need to know about Allie.
Wait, why are you just telling me about this now?
I didn't want you to think badly of me for keeping her on payroll. Allie is effective and controllable while she's getting paid. As unpleasant as I find it to have to work with a murderer, I shudder to think how much more bloodshed there would have been if we hadn't recruited her. The whole damned incident is difficult to talk about, but I feel that we're starting to trust one another, and I want you to have all the facts.
Thanks. I appreciate the warning.
Of course, my friend. It shouldn't affect your work with her, but just be careful with her. In any case, that was all I had for now. Business is running smooth for the moment, but feel free to drop in anytime. Stay safe out there. Those Brotherhood folks don't seem to know what to do with us. We make our own tech. I hope you'll think about what I said.
Lobby.
Hey there.
Hey.
What's up, hon?
Yes? Yeah?
Hold on a minute. I'd like to speak with you. Privately.
Why all the secrecy?
We are not co-workers meeting at the water cooler for an exchange of office gossip. I have a serious matter to discuss that's for your ears only.
Of course. I'm all yours.
Excellent. Please, follow me to my office.
Yeah?
Think Lydia misses me yet?
Huh?